Mike from the Bad Liars, and I'm going to show you how to play my parts for our song Almost Midnight. Alright, so first things first. First is the tone of the guitar. So when we recorded this, I used my telly that I have here, and I just used the bridge pickup. So get all that bridge pickup, and everything's pretty much on. The tone is pretty overdriven, so there's a lot of overdrive on there. There's some delay, and I think the key to this really is the flanger. So there's a lot of flanger on this. You hear all that flanger, and a lot of reverb too. When we originally started to play this song, and I was thinking about the parts and how it would go, Jordy's playing this this riff in A, so it's like A, C, F, G, A. So he's playing something like that, and I was like, oh, like what I like to do on my parts is usually do arpeggios, so I was just arpeggioing out the chords that he was playing. So A minor. And that riff kind of sounded like Van Halen's "Ain't Talking About Love." So when I was thinking about the tonal qualities of what I wanted the song to sound like my parts at least, I wanted that Van Halen sound to it. So I put a lot of that same tone into my riffs for my parts here. Then to talk about the parts of the song, so that's the tonal pieces. To talk about the parts, I'm just going to go over my parts today, and maybe Jordy will do his parts at another time. But then, Jordy's basically coming in with that A progression. And then when everybody kicks in, that's when I come in. And I'd love to say that I came up with this riff, but I didn't come up with this riff. This is actually Jordy's riff. I played with it a little bit to make it a little bit my part. That's kind of what we do. We'll come to each other with ideas, and then we'll kind of make them our own. But for me, it's really just all in A minor. And I start here on the, what would that be? The D on the G string. Actually, sorry. The E on the D string. So all that's just in A minor pentatonic. And when Jordy originally came to me with this, he had like some what do you call it, like staccato picking or whatever. So like originally he had I never felt right to me, so I changed it up a little bit, when I started playing with it. And I always liked resolving it going up. So that was kind of what I did, and I tried to add some squeals to it. So and that's one of my favorite parts, when you go up to that 11th fret on the B string and just bend it up a whole step. Actually, it's a step and a half, I guess. But I love it because it's like a slow bend, and you just bend up until that note until it hits right, So the whole phrase for that one. And that's the intro for me. into the verse parts, I am just doing an arpeggio of the same chords that Jordy's playing. When I play it, I usually try to palm mute it, so it sounds a little chunky, except for the top strings. Those ones I do try to let out. So it's basically A minor, C, F, G. So it's the same chords that he's playing, just arpeggiated. And then as the verse continues, I try to let up on the palm muting a little bit, so it opens up a little bit as we get to the chorus. And then when we get into the chorus, I'm basically just duplicating Jordy's part. So that's where we get to F, G, and then it goes into C for that resolution. Now, when I play these parts, I like to keep it super chunky and palm muted for those first two, that F and G. And I like that because with the tone I have and with the flanger, I just feel like that sounds really nice. And then open it up when it hits that C. And I'm not doing a full C chord. I'm usually just hit the basically like the A shape of that C, right? So just those top three notes. And I like to hammer on to the suspended fourth. So. Back to this verse. Back to the intro riff. That's the verse in the chorus in the intro riff. So that's all pretty basic stuff. After the second verse, we get into the solo, and like I said, I was trying to be Van Halen, which I'm not Van Halen. I'm not even close. But one of the things when I was coming up with this, like I just had Van Halen stuff in my mind. So I like the idea of a lot of like hammer-ons and a lot of pull-offs. And originally when in the demo, I was trying to do taps, and they worked out. The problem with it is, as you can see, I could barely pull it off when I'm seated. And so I could never pull it off when we were playing live. So I'd always do something different. So even though I really love this, it didn't make it into the final version. But I'll go over the solo phrase by phrase. So when we're coming into it, we're coming out of the main verse riff. Full F, G, and then we go into the solo. And I start on the open E string, and basically just hammer on to 3/5, so G, A, and then just carry that down to the A string, but up. So, and then A to D, E. And then I do that again on the D string. So it's D, what is it? I'm so bad with my notes. G, A. And then hit that double stop right there. So that's the first phrase, the first part of the phrase. And that's where I would put in the taps, is right here. Originally. And then I'd go to the next phrase, which is up here on the in 12th position. But in the recording, I don't do that. I just do a little hammer on pull-ups here. So it's like, so start with that opening phrase. So that's a bend to the open, or bend to the B and E strings on the 5th fret. So let me see if I can do that slow. I don't know if I can do it slow because it's all muscle memory. So something like that. That's the first phrase. And I'll tell you right now, I never played exactly as the recording. So we end it right there on that A. And then for the second phrase, I come up to the 15th fret here. And I'm basically playing in the 12th position here. So we bend that 15 up. So that's a bend down to down to 12. And we end on that A again. And then we do an A flat, so we hit that harmonic minor in there. So that's all within the 12th fret. We bend to 15, and on 12, and that's that last phrase. That's the second phrase. So we open up with that bend. Go into this phrase up. And then the last part of the solo is all open strings again. So this time it's on the high E string, and we hammer on to the 5th and 7th fret. And we just build it up, we climb it up. And then bend on the B string, and then slowly let that go. And so that's the solo. So if we put it all together, and that gets us into the bridge. So what I really liked about that was how it always led back into the bridge with that slow bend out. And so here we are at the bridge, and basically, I think Jordy's hitting a C here. I actually have no idea what he's playing. I think it's a C. He goes to E. A. Okay. See, I don't know what he plays. I just know what I play over it. But I think it's this. I think it's C. E. A. G. F. So while he's playing that, I'm playing a phrase over top of it, and basically it's just a melodic climb down the scale. It's really simple. So we come out of the solo, and I'm here, and I am on this this A, and I just play that, and then I go up the scale. So again, like I'm bending down into that A, right? And then I go up. To here. Now I go back down. And I do that final bend to C. And that gets me to the next part of my bridge part, which is basically just doing the same notes, the same chords that Jordy's playing, except I'm doing an octave higher. So I'm playing my C here. E, A, D. And then what I do here, and what I like so much, is that he's just playing the F, and that would have been fine. I'm doing E to F. So it's like another little riff that I think plays really nice with what Jordy's playing. So again, coming out of the solo. And then it's back to the verse riff. And that's it. That's how you play Almost Midnight. And at the end of that, if you notice, I do keep it pretty open when I play. There's no more palm reading. And I think it's just because we reached the climax of the song and we wanted to get a nice end on that, end strong. So that's Almost Midnight. So I'm going to play through it one more time, and we'll see how it goes. it's almost midnight. Thanks, y'all.